Tattle Life, a gossip website that has made life hell for creators, influencers, and celebrities alike, has faced a firestorm after an explosive lawsuit exposed the identity of its mysterious owner and attracted the wrath of the many, many people who have long been bullied on the site. But what the hell is Tattle Life, and what is all this drama about? Well, we have all the info for you and more on this episode of Scroll Deep with me, Benedict Townsend, the show that keeps up with internet nonsense so you don't have to. And make sure to like and follow to get the latest videos first. Tattle Life is a website that was set up in 2017, the before times, which describes itself as a place for, quote, commentary and critiques of people that choose to monetize their personal life as a business and release it into the public domain. In fact, even that is a little bit sinister actually now I read it. The site apparently attracts up to 12 million visitors a month, mostly from the UK, but there are threads related to a significant number of Irish personalities as well. The users mostly comment on the threads anonymously, that's always good, and a lot of them claim to have insider knowledge about influencers and business people. And the problem is that despite its lofty claims of commentary and critique, it's mainly just a place for people to and gossip and insult and defame and generally spread lies. It can be incredibly toxic. More toxic than Asmongold's toothbrush. Just kidding, he doesn't have a toothbrush. Wait, no, this is me being mean about a creator. I'm doing the very thing I've criticized them for. I've become the thing I swore to never become. Oh well, it's different when I do it. And that was the mentality of everyone on the website. And the site carried on unabated, good word, for nearly a decade, but things were always going to come crashing down at some point because, as I said, it was just so toxic. And that came courtesy of Sans. Now personally, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. But these Sands were actually far more noble. I'm talking about Donna Sands and her husband, Neil Sands. Woody really enjoyed that. Do you get the reference?
No.
You just thought it was a commentary on sand.
Yes.
That's even more fun.
Wait, it's
Can he guess the reference?
Star Wars.
Ding, ding, ding! It was from Star Wars, yes. I've decided I'm going to start doing a lot more of a Steve Harvey type thing on this show. What is a thing you like to put in your mouth? And then the person says an obviously rude answer. She goes, what? Donna Sands owns the clothing brand Silky, fun to say, has around 30,000 followers on her business Instagram account, 20,000 on her personal Instagram. In February 2021, a tattle thread about the Sandses, which would ultimately grow to 45 pages, started and basically consumed their lives, leaving them to fear for their safety, fear for their business. They said it had a profound effect on their mental health. I'm not surprised. Imagine having 45 pages of strangers talking about you and your life and your business. It is nuts. So they decided, and this is interesting, they decided to take Tattle to court because as people on the internet seem to frequently forget, laws exist and do apply to the internet, and you can't actually just do anything you want all the time. In 2023, the couple won £300,000 in damages against the, at the time, unknown operators of Tattle Life. That was on allegations of, I guess, libel. You know, if you lie and it's proven you lied and it damages someone's reputation, that's a crime. I think a lot of people on the internet need to recognize that. Although in the US, it's much harder to do that because the US is great. But the couple were not content with just taking money from Tattle Life. They wanted to pull the mask off the owner Scooby-Doo style. So they went to a private investigating company called Nardello & Co. And this was fascinating. This private investigating company, you don't think these things really exist in the real world, but they genuinely do, and you can hire them. And is it legal? Who knows? But they went away and tracked down the owner of Tattle Life. And the way they did it was fascinating. Journal.ie has a really great in-depth piece about this, which I'd recommend, but I'll quote a little bit from the piece. They said, quote, language was studied, style of writing, errors or preferred turns of phrase, unusual or incorrect punctuation habits can be revealing. The investigators found evidence including subtle grammatical errors and recurring themes in a vegan website called Nest and Glow, run by someone purporting to be one Bastian Durward. But basically they found this vegan website and they were like, this person who writes this vegan website uses a lot of the same turn of phrase, makes a lot of the same grammatical mistakes, which is the lengths they had to go to because apparently the person who ran Tattle Life understood computer really well, as Donald Trump would say. It's all computer. And he really knew how to hide his identity, but he couldn't hide it forever. And a court in Northern Ireland confirmed that his name is Bond. Sebastian Bond. Actually, I shouldn't give him such a cool intro. He's Sebastian Bond. Also known as Bastian Durward. That was the man behind Tattle Life. He had a number of other aliases and was also known as a vegan cooking influencer and the author of the book Nest and Glow. The Nest and Glow Instagram account has 135,000 followers. He also went under the pseudonym, the fake name, Helen McDougal for many years on Tattle Life. That was the name of the owner on Tattle Life, was Helen McDougal. And this confirms a number of things. First of all, vegans, once again confirmed, evil. You wouldn't be doing all that if you didn't have a corruption of the soul. You should be eating exploited animals like the rest of us. The Sands family issued a statement saying, quote, for nearly a decade, the hate site Tattle Life has profited as a space where users could defame, harass, stalk, and attack others online, all behind a veil of seeming anonymity. For some, this court ruling comes sadly too late, as the site has cost innocent people their businesses, reputations, and mental health. For others, we hope it marks a turning point, a reminder that the internet is not an anonymous place. After the court case, the thread about Donna and Neil was finally deleted from Tattle Life. I should think so. Be kind of crazy to keep that one going. And they're also attempting to, and I really like this, they're attempting to take legal action against every single person who posted on the thread, and they're encouraging others to make sure they've gathered any evidence of threads that have named them specifically. Now, the owner of Tattle Life, Sebastian Bond, he's come out and issued a statement, quite a funny statement, I will say, where he says things like he strongly denies ruining anyone's life and claims the site has a zero tolerance policy to hateful or harmful content, which confirms what we know about our current age, which is that you can just say stuff these days. I don't know if I can legally call him a liar, but you can just, I guess it's a post-Trump thing, you can just be like, actually, our site doesn't have hateful content. It's like, man, you just lost a whole court case about this. Now, a ton of names like Stacey Solomon, Katie Price, Lydia Millen, Donna did a post about this, they've responded to that post, and lots of influencers and creators who were targeted have responded. But the best way for us to show it is Lord style, not in the Louvre, not on the tennis court, no, but with a supercut. I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. Anyway, cue the supercut.
The joy and pleasure I have experienced at knowing this man has been exposed. You mean you built a website based on anonymity and you did not get your anonymity? Yes!
And I really hope that justice comes with it for everybody that has been affected.
Genuinely, every single post I post on social media, Tattle Life is in the back of my head. They're going to judge me, they're going to say this, they're going to say that.
Unfortunately, the damage that site has done ruined friendships, relationships. I've questioned people in my own family, blaming them because I was so paranoid.
Lucky for you, me and Leah have decided to forgive everyone, even without an apology, for all the traumatic, vile things that have happened to us. And if you're watching this now and you ever have used Tattle, there's something so severely wrong with you, and I don't even wish you get any bad karma, because you've already had your karma. Being you is the karma.
As you can see, people hate this website. And understandably, it's so mean. Like, imagine just knowing that there was a website on the internet right now where people were actively tearing you apart. And I think a thing we need to keep in mind, and this is a pretty universal lesson about the internet, is that this is not about one person. Yes, okay, we have unearthed the person who runs the website, but we love to do this where we go, oh, bad things happened, let's pin it on one person. No, yeah, he sucks for making the website, but it took a lot of individual people posting constantly in their thousands to make all this bullying happen. And they were happy to do it because they thought they were anonymous, they thought they could hide in a crowd. We see this so often online, and every single one of those people should feel bad and should feel very lucky that they are not personally being sued, although the Sands, God bless them, are trying. You should do your evil out loud, like me. You hear that, vegans? And all of that is worth saying because this website is still live. It doesn't seem to have been taken down. It seems to be still operating. We also couldn't find any reference to the court case on the website, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if they're burying it or forbidding conversation about it, but you know, look, you can stomp out one owner of these sites, but they're going to keep popping up. The only way they will cease is if people stop joining in the mob and stop, you know, and will that ever happen? Who knows? But like, if you feel the urge to join in, I would say don't. I would say that go outside. This is a real touch grass, or perhaps the astroturf of a delightful tennis court. But what do you make of all this? Do you think Tattle Life was just good, clean fun among friends? You probably think that because you are Sebastian Bond. Do you think the website should be shut down entirely? I think shut the website down. I think salt the earth, move on. I think get rid of it. It doesn't serve any good purpose. What do you think? Do you think there should be more, I don't know, laws or regulations around the internet? I mean, if you look at the difference between X, the everything app, and like Blue Sky, just in terms of user experience, Blue Sky is so much better, and it's because if you do horrible things, they will just ban you from the site. And I think that is good, actually, and we can work out the fine points later. Regardless of all that, we come to the secret question to reward your good attention span. Well done for making it this far. You're a hero. And the question is this, and we'll keep it gossip related. What unconventional method of funeral/burial would you want if money was no object? Would you want a Viking funeral? Would you want to be placed in a pyramid? Would you want to be fired into the air as a firework? Placed on the moon? Money no object, what are we doing with your corpse? Let me know. For me, pure and simple, fed to pigs. I'm Benedict Townsend, this has been Scroldy. Make sure to check out our new website, Tennis Life. It's a different website where we're even meaner. Goodbye.